Loosen up now. Loosen up. Hey, weight cut is over. Train camp is over. I'm here with the man himself who's going to be in the main event, Nick De La House. Nick, 50th event here at SFC. I've got a lot of questions I want to ask you about your time that you spent here and all. You've had yourself some wars here. You've had a long history here. We know that. Now, your fighting career has been active, but you've dealt with your share of adversity, 100%. How do you deal with the highs and lows of the fight game?
Anything that has happened, like in the past, any fights, any losses that I've suffered, put myself through. This camp, I've learned to just push all that behind, let go of all that, and just look to move forward and show something different.
Absolutely. Your opponent this weekend, Elijah Brantley, is a familiar face. You guys fought in amateurs. He's got the W over you right now, but you do have a chance to redeem yourself Saturday night. How does it feel to get that opportunity to right your wrong?
I'm super excited. Like I said, that was amateurs. That was a few years ago. Two different fighters right now, but I definitely got a chip on my shoulder going into this one, looking to get that W back because this is the one that matters.
Absolutely. You're fighting in SFC's 50th event this Saturday. You fought for this promotion numerous times. What keeps you coming back?
Good atmosphere. You know, I draw fans over here. People come to watch me fight, especially being in the main event. So I know I'm going to have a good crowd. Everybody loves me over here. So I'm looking forward to walking out and hearing everybody saying my name.
Absolutely, absolutely. Are there any memories specifically that you'd like to share that you've had over the years that you fought here? Anything that sticks out in particular?
Probably just both title fights that I had. The energy was really good in here. It was electric. Fans that were even here against me, they ended up being on my team at the end. So those two title fights for sure.
Love to see a little unity at the end of everything. That's awesome, man. Listen, is there anything else you'd like to get off your chest, say to your fans, the community, before they close that cage door Saturday night?
Just like I said, anything that has led up to this point is completely irrelevant to me, my mindset, my physical abilities, and what I'm going to show tomorrow night. Huge thanks to my team, at American Top Team, Indy Iberville. They've welcomed me with open arms. I got Tyler Hill with me. Me and him go way back when I was a little kid. So it's just nice to kind of reunite with him. Like rekindle that flame we had when I was a boy, and we get to know each other on a personal level, like on a fighter's level now. So just looking forward to getting there tomorrow night. Fuck everything that's happened before.
You love to hear it, man. This is Nick De La House, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. How we doing, sir? Elijah, good to see you. Headlining this main event this weekend. How do you feel about it?
I feel great.
Yeah, man, 50th event. Feel any pressure or no?
Nah.
Just another day, huh? Well, listen, man, you're a part of an historic event here at SFC. It's your first event at SFC, if I'm correct, right? It's your first time here? Absolutely, man. Listen, you're able to get the W in you guys' first fight, but now you're in the pros. I'm
gonna get in. I'm gonna whoop his ass. Because you know why? He can't do the easiest part, and that was just stay disciplined, make weight.
That's part of it. What would you say has changed since your last fight? You know, you're in the pros now and the amateurs back then. You know, how has your game developed since then?
I would just say that I'm more patient. I started working at being an all-around fighter now, so it's not like me just going for straight wrestling, even though that's my background. And that's how I won the first fight against him, is just dominant him on a wrestling. But I want to work some things that I've been working with my coaches and everything, so let's see what he got.
So you would say once you went to the pros, you say you became a fully developed fighter?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you have a message or statement else other than what you've already said that you want to say to your fans, the community, the people that helped you get here in this training camp?
Yeah, I want to thank all my people back home. They helped me out a lot through this cut and everything. And then my last message is to them people, Tyler Hill and Nick. My message is to them people, y'all unprofessional. Yeah. It should have mattered. It should have mattered. No, it should have mattered. It shouldn't matter. You couldn't do anything. Stay disciplined.
I got Saturday. All right. Well, that's Elijah Brantley for you. Anything else you want to get off your chest?
Nah.
All right. Have a good one, sir. How you doing, sir?
Great.
It's been a while since we've seen you, man. If I'm going off online, is it 2019 the last time we saw you in any type of fighting aspect?
No, this will be my fourth professional bout. I fought 3 times since 2020 as a professional. Last MMA fight, though, yes, it would have been March of 2019. So right at about 6.5 years ago, something like that.
So for MMA, it was 2019, but you've also dabbled bare knuckle and boxing as well. I'm going to get into that in a little bit, but you've spent a little bit of time here. You got a history here at Summit, and now you're coming back on the 50th event. You know, what makes you want to come back now all of a sudden?
Ooh, that's I can answer that from a million different directions and everything. It's really just timing, everything aligned. Always wanted to do just one more MMA fight, just for old time's sake, and so everything just aligned correctly. Had the opportunity, and so we're making it happen.
Absolutely, man. Listen, you've taken some time off since your last fight in MMA. You were fighting pretty frequently in MMA.
From just between 2016 and March of 2019, right at about a 2.5-year period, I had, including boxing matches, had 24 amateur bouts. So
yeah, you were pretty active. Which was the point I'm getting to is, how did you maintain then and now a balance between your fight career and your personal life?
It was during those years, it was nothing but fighting. I worked at the gym, coached at the gym, and so I was able to take advantage of that. And I had a hard time saying no. People were like, "You want to fight?" Like, yeah, let's do it. So.
Absolutely, man. Getting the hours in and putting the time in and getting some results out of it. Absolutely, man. You've dabbled in bare knuckle. You've dabbled in boxing. In a sport, and spent the majority of your career in MMA. Is it safe to say you're going to stick to MMA, or you think you're still going to take other opportunities? What would you say?
I'll probably do. The only other way I'd ever do another MMA bout is if it was an incredible opportunity, something that was a big deal. And right now I'm just focusing on one fight at a time. I've got a few things on my bucket list. I'd like to do a karate combat match at some point. I'd like to fight bare knuckle again, but the way my life works and schedule throughout the week and everything, I can't forecast what I'll be doing in 3 months or 4 months. So right now I'm just focused on having a good time tomorrow night.
Absolutely, man. We're all looking forward to it. Is there anything else you'd like to get off your chest? It's been a while since this fan base, this area has seen you at SFC. You want to give the people something? Good old dirty Caldwell, right? Casper, old dirty Casper. Sorry. Old dirty Casper. Where does Old Dirty come from? What is that nickname? Where's that from?
Well, when I was younger, there was a very notable hip-hop star by the name of Old Dirty Bastard, and I think it was in 4th grade, one of my classmates had kind of made the correlation to Casper and Bastard and kind of just chopped it up and replaced it. So I heard that before fighting, and so when it came time for, I think it was when I was in high school doing some amateur boxing, somebody was like, well, you need a ring name. I couldn't think of anything, and somebody else hollered that, and so I was like, okay, we'll just run with that, and it stuck,
Stuck with it.
Yeah, but looking forward to Saturday night. Love all the support. Everybody seems to be really excited and going to put on a good show.
Absolutely, man. You have anything else you want to say, get off your chest before they close that cage door Saturday night?
Nothing to get off my chest, just going to get out there, have fun, make up for about 6.5 years out of action in MMA, and just go out there and do what I love.
Absolutely. You heard it here first, guys. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Trying to loosen up a little bit. There's a little bit of how's it going, man? Oh, man, there's about to be a war right here.
Yeah,
These guys going at
I thought I
chirping.
saw the facial expressions, but I was back there just like, but he was smiling when he was saying it. Yeah. So I was like, does he know that guy? I was,
the crosshairs, man.
Oh, man.
It's funny, man. But hey, we're here with the man himself, Blake Scrappy Robinson. Welcome back. You're back at SFC again. This is where you're home. Yes. And it's been your home. This is where you started your career at. You're looking to bounce back from a loss to a tough opponent, but wasted no time getting back in here.
Absolutely.
How would you say your preparation has been for this fight?
I definitely noticed with Malik. I struggled with my hands. I needed to cut corners. Granted, the opponent I'm going against now doesn't have the reach advantage that Malik had against me, but it made me notice one thing that I don't know if you knew. I'm in the fire department, and there was the World Police Fire Games in Birmingham, and I did the boxing. And so for a month to 2 months, I trained with Coach Brad Ginn at Rocket City Boxing and just focused on my hands for a good long while, placed second at the World Games there, and I feel comfortable with my head movement, my angling, how my hands are now, and I think that's going to play a big effect on how my game changes nowadays.
Absolutely, man. That's good to hear. And one thing we have noticed about you, man, is you're still very early on in your career, but you've showcased a great amount of skills in such a short time. But inverse triangle in that fight with I cannot remember Marquise, yeah, and he's no easy guy either that you took.
Good guy, man. He's solid.
Yeah. So, do you have any future goals or ambitions in the sport, whether it be here at Summit or somewhere else in the future?
Growth. Like you said, I'm still very early on. So all the opportunities haven't even hit me. I do have small goals and big goals, but like even goals I probably aren't even, thinking about. When the opportunity presents itself, I'd like to see if that door will open for me. But as of right now, I have a great coach, a great team, a great gym, and great opportunities in my body. I'm blessed that I have nothing broken, no sickness, nothing that I'm able to keep training. And all these people I'm meeting and all these competitions I'm doing, I'm able to just broaden my horizon in this game. And I love this game, and I want to see what all of that will take me. Obviously, I have small and big goals, but I'm just going to keep doing it until everything starts presenting itself to me.
Absolutely, man. Spoken like a true individual. You fought at bantamweight in your last fight. Now you're fighting at flyweight. Are you trying to figure out, do I want to go cut a little more, or do I, you trying to find which weight class you want to go with? Is this figuring it out?
I will say this, and I'll direct this at Caleb and his coach. My first fight was at 125. I made that no problem. My second fight, 135. That was a really easy cut. This time, I made 132. 132 was the lowest cut, and thank God Caleb was like, I'm okay with that. And I felt extremely unprofessional. But as you know, I've made that weight before, and we did the same diet plan, we did the same water cut, and we were so off. And I was telling, Jesse, I was like, I feel like a zombie right now. I feel like I'm about to collapse. And it got to the point where we were in the sauna, and I couldn't even get any more salt out of me. I was overheating. So I think 135 is going to be
135 is the weight class for Mr. Scrappy.
Glad Caleb was very agreeable with what weight I was at, and I'm very sorry. Super unprofessional of me. Sorry to him, sorry to his team. It represents my team bad as well. Because in this game, some people may not understand the difference, but sometimes it's cheating. When someone doesn't make weight, it can be considered cheating. I'm not a cheater. So I came up to him and I told him I'm sorry, and it felt disrespectful to be able to make that weight, That's
very well spoken of you. I'm sure he appreciates that. His team appreciates that. We love someone who's outspoken about the rules of the game.
Absolutely.
That's how it is. But you came out and spoke about it like a man. So people respect that.
Got to face the music.
Absolutely, man. Listen, this will be your third fight at SFC on the 50th anniversary. You've only been here for such a short time, but this is all you've been. Are there any fond memories you have of fighting in this promotion that you can just kind of give to the people that watch SFC that don't know? What's some behind-the-scenes stuff, or what's something that you just enjoy that you had in your 3 fights here, or your 2 fights here?
So my first fight, I'm super nervous, but I'm in the zone. So you're flip-flopping between excitement and anxiety. And I get my hands wrapped, and I remember I'm looking at my coach. I'm like, dude, this is the coolest thing ever. You're getting your hands wrapped. You're like, it's official. So I'm getting my hands wrapped. I'm listening to my music. Commissions people come in. They sign off my hands. I get my gloves on, tape, sign off my hands. I'm all good. You got to stand there like a surgeon. And I look at my coach. I was like, I got to pee. And I'm the next fight. And I was like, no, dude, I'm about to, if he kicks me in the stomach, I'm peeing all over the ring. So I had to go to the commission. I had to beg him to let me go pee. And the guy had to come watch me pee. As I'm holding my hands, and I'm like, dude, I swear I'm not trying to put lead on my gloves. I was like, I'm about to pee myself. But that was probably one of the funniest moments of me at SFC. It was just some random dude I've never met before was like, don't let your gloves get contaminated. And I was like, That's
hilarious, man. We love those stories, man. Hey, make sure you use the bathroom before you fight, guys.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to get off your chest before they close that cage door on Saturday night?
Can't say nothing. Follow me on, Be Scrappy, our 10th Planet, Instagram, TikTok, follow my man here. Go watch his content and tune in tomorrow. It's going to be some fireworks. There's definitely a lot of good fighters out here, a lot of good matchups. I think it's going to be super interesting. One of y'all biggest shows, honestly.
Absolutely. You heard the man himself, Blake Scrappy Robinson. Thank you, sir. How you doing, sir?
Doing good.
Awesome. Good, man. Trying to stay cool, man. It was tense starting off. I'm trying to avoid the fireworks. You know, we've already got a little bit of a pre-fight footage from a little scramble in the first interview, but we're on to the end. Everyone's left by now. Now we can chill out. Welcome back to SFC, Mr. McCall. It's good to see you back. This will be your fourth time. Thank you, sir. This will be your fourth time competing for SFC this weekend on the 50th anniversary. This has been your stomping grounds for the last 3 fights. I imagine there's got to be some good memories you got here. You know, kind of give the fans, the community. This is 50th show. We kind of look back when we go to like a 50th or a 75th or a 100th, right? You know, what's some good memories or what's a good scrap that you had here? You know, what's something that you want to go back and say, hey, I did this at Summit. You know, this is what happens at Summit.
So my first fight was Corey Phipps, and man, I just remember us going 3 rounds against each other, just standing and banging, and it was the most fun, but also like 15 minutes afterwards, it was like I got in a car crash. But I was hooked. That was my first fight going in there. Didn't know what to expect. Corey's a tough guy too, and you know, all respect to him. And it was a really gritty fight, and that was probably my favorite fight I've done so far.
I remember that fight. It was a good one. You've been pretty active here in the featherweight division. You know, do you see yourself, you know, seeking a belt in the same division in the future at this promotion?
I do. You know, I'm just trying to go as far as I can with this. You know, my mantra is just, you know, put in the work hard, and, you know, those opportunities will come to you. But yeah, I do see myself going as far as I can with this sport.
Absolutely, man. And as many people know, the path to the cage isn't an easy one. You should know that. I don't know that, but I know, I see a lot. I see the weight cut. I see everyone here that's, you know, sucked in, you know, drained a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, I'm glad we wait a little bit, because people would pass out. I've had someone throw up while I was interviewing them one time. So I know, I see it. I don't know it, but I see it. But
it's a crazy feeling, especially when you know you're a little bit close to the edge. This was actually probably my best weight cut I've had so far. So feeling great coming into this fight. So I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely, man. So off of what I was saying, how it's a hard journey to get to the cage, what would you say the hardest decisions you had to make along your path to becoming a fighter?
I would say, you know, there are a lot of fighters that work full-time jobs, and that's what I'm doing now. Just having that mentality of, I don't feel like doing this today, but then, you know, snapping yourself out of it and saying, you know what, I can go up there, even if I'm not going 100% every single time, I'm at least getting in there, I'm getting a sweat in, and then, you know, if you feel better once you're there, that's just a positive. So just putting yourself forward. I mean, there's some tough times working full-time jobs and doing this sport, you know, all the aches, you know, not getting enough sleep at night. But to me, it's worth it ever since, you know, I stepped in there.
That's awesome, man. We love to hear everyone that comes here and say they love the passion that they're doing, which is fighting. It's a different kind of world that we live in over here. Well, y'all, excuse me. I'm just on the outskirts, you know, I'm not in the cage, but I also happened to just glance. I was taking a look at, you know, I check everyone's social handles. I try to see what's going on, ask some questions about what they have going on, whether it's fighting or outside of fighting. I noticed you happen to be working on a ultra marathon documentary via social media. If you could enlighten us, you know, what's this little side project you got going on?
Yeah, so it's actually one of my friends, Dominique. She actually is just getting into doing documentaries. She's doing a fantastic job. One of my friends, Hunter Nolan, he actually did a 100-mile race, so she's making a documentary off of that. And so she's getting a bunch of footage of training and interviewing and putting it all together, and she's kind of getting those sneak peeks out on Instagram and just doing collabs with everybody who's involved in Hunter's journey on this 100-mile race. So
that's awesome to hear, man. I love hearing about some of the similar stuff that we're doing. We're doing some interviews here. We're doing some fight footage here. I love that. I love to see people putting their own stuff together and capturing their journeys. That's awesome, man. Listen, is there anything else you want to get off your chest before they close that cage door Saturday night?
Nothing to get off my chest, but I'm definitely here to make a statement. I feel good. I've got probably the best weight cut I've had in my previous 3 fights. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going for a finish. So.
You heard it here first, guys. Jordan Mccall. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. We finally made it. Last fighter of the night of the interview. Mr. Twopiece Reese. Now, this is your nickname now. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you come up with this name the day before your first fight?
Yeah, basically, it got confirmed the day before my last fight here. So yeah, it's pretty new, and thankfully, I had a good reason to keep the nickname, and it stuck. So that's my nickname.
That's awesome, man. Listen, you're 3 fights in your career, beginning to build your resume as an SFC amateur. There's plenty of amateur fighters out there looking for a good promotion to fight for. What could you say, in your experience, Summit has been for an amateur fighter trying to start their MMA career?
Well, now that I've been on 3 different promotions now, by far, man, this is SFC is probably one of my favorites. I mean, just how it's ran, the promotion itself is pretty sick. The cage is sick. I like the black cage. It's pretty nice, man. This is, like I said, this is one of my favorites.
Absolutely, man. Listen, do you have any ambitions of getting a lightweight belt here at SFC? In the future, you're a lot of people like to build their resumes here. They can fight 3 times a year, guaranteed dates. Is a belt here what you're looking for, or are you just looking to build fights here? What's the goal here?
Yeah, definitely want a belt here for sure. I also want to fight in my hometown in Georgia, but if the opportunity presents itself for a belt here, I'm down for it.
Absolutely, man. Listen, now I imagine that since you're a few fights in, you figured out a routine that helps you prepare mentally for competition. So how do you personally mentally prepare for a fight weeks before stepping into the cage?
Man, I wish I had a routine, to be honest with you. I felt different all three of my fights, and this would be this is my 4th fight technically with the kickboxing, but this is probably the best I felt mentally this fight, coming off of a loss. So I feel good, man, and I'm glad how the training went. It went good for the last 6 weeks basically. It went good, and yeah, man, I'm just ready to put on a show.
Absolutely, man, and we're looking forward to it. Is there anything else you want to get off your chest for community, fans, supporters before they close that cage door on you Saturday night?
Appreciate everybody's support. Shout out Coach Jesse. It's my dog. Past like 3 fight interviews, post-fight interviews, I haven't shouted him out, and I feel bad for it. But this man right here, he helps out a lot, teaching me everything I know. So shout out to him, and like I said, I'm ready to put on the show.
All right, you guys heard it here first. Reese, pleasure.
Appreciate it.